the drama, only venom when I get my dues. Respect, I'm the next tycoon. Got a pad full of greens, couple M's mine soon. Unbeliever, do you see the confidence? Got some people waiting for me on the fence. I live ever, never see me on the fence. Best believe that when I win, it's common sense. I'm designed to fly, defeat all demise. The best me, no fear, no compromise. 100 degrees, I breathe more to life. You should disconnect and throw in the wires. And a hand that's in this. Gotta back it up a high percentage. Got a heart in my sleeve, non-stop. Stepping up to the sea, more shots. Getting those I'm alive, unleashed in the fire. Out in the wild, you can never stop me. Watch me dive and free, and it's my time. Up in the stars, you'll never forget me. But not holding back on the side. Only get better with time. Ready to own what is mine tonight. I'm alive, unleashed in the fire. Out in the wild, you can never stop me. Yeah, I never wait up. Flowers say so they coming on the way up. A true fighter's what they always been afraid of. Cards had it close on my circle when I lay up. Switch the game every quarter like a time zone. Aim for the bus, tryna build up to this mind zone. Pave the way with only items that I might own. Imagine what I'm about to do, be an icon. And the problem just the haters that I might know. It's a night show, the way I'm about to make a movie with these lights. No, the one they be like me, they can try. All gold, everything when I write. Can repeat it, every legend gotta fight. A new world, when I flip, make it tight. Ain't nobody doing minutes how I like. Seat buckled up, going up like a bike. I'm alive, unleashed in the fire. Out in the wild, up in the sky, into the light. Watch me dive and free, and it's my time. Up in the stars, with every stride, our future's bright. Cause I'm on to the next. The way I shape shifts makes them call me a threat. Running on this path, never done, no regrets. There is nothing you can do when my face on the set. You're in front of the best. Different league if you wanna get to me. I give him pedigree. Yeah, I only got a picture on the centerpiece. I'm alive, unleashed in the fire. Out in the wild, you can never stop me. Watch me dive and free, and it's my time. Up in the stars, you'll never forget me. But not holding back on the side. Only get better with time. Ready to own what is mine tonight. I'm alive, unleashed in the fire. Out in the wild, you can never stop me.
One touch from you takes me to paradise, paradise. One look from you and I fall in your arms, in your arms. Baby don't stop, baby don't stop it. And give me your love, give me your love, give me your loving. Say that you want, say that you want, say that you want it. 'Cause this is my love, this is my love. Something about you feels like heaven came along. Baby, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Something that you do makes me feel like we belong. Baby, can you feel it? Can you feel it? we parted. I don't know what went wrong. I just know that I want your body here with me tonight. With me tonight. You know what I need, know just where to touch. Make me feel like I can't explain. Oh no, don't you leave, it's just a bit of fun. You know how to drive me insane. I know it shouldn't feel right, but baby, don't go. Just love me all night. Just love me all night. 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 All night. Tell me you want me, baby. Tell me I'm not alone. Tell me you wanna be with me tonight. With me tonight. With me tonight. You know what I need, know just where to touch. Make me feel like I can't explain. Oh no, don't you leave, it's just a bit of fun. You know how to drive me insane. I know it shouldn't feel right, but baby, don't go. Just love me all night. Just love me all night. 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 All night.
It shouldn't feel right, but baby, don't go. Just let me all night.
Just love me all night. All night. Just love me all night. All night. Just love me all night. All night. Just love me all night. All night.
Don't need no thing. Ain't into bling. Just use enough. You fill me up. I don't care for diamond rings. I just crave the simple things, 'cause that's what I want. That's what I want. I don't need no fancy for diamond rings. I just crave the simple things, 'cause that's what I want, that's what I want. I don't need no fancy car, I'll take you just the way you are, 'cause that's what I want, that's what I want, 'cause that's what I want, that's what I want, 'cause that's what I want, that's what I want, 'cause that's what I want, that's what I want, that's what I want.
Don't you wanna tell me about the time that we felt fate? Turn your eye on the halo that you give yourself daily. Give me a new ending, 'cause I'm running free tonight. Don't want that story, wanna love and live my life. Always talking about where we'll be, gonna move out of the city, spending our time daydreaming, living our life like a movie. I'm the only one who can make me whole, pick me up, I'm the only one. Gonna ride this feeling and write a new beginning. I don't wanna pretend that everything I wanted was gone in the end, and I don't wanna pretend again. And I don't need to pretend I'm living in this moment, I'm living my best, 'cause I don't need to pretend. Don't live life in envy, shine a bright energy. With the waves I'm making, gotta make sure I'm happy. I'm the only one who can make me whole, pick me up, I'm the only one. I'm gonna ride this feeling and write a new beginning. And I don't wanna pretend that everything I wanted was gone in the end, and I don't wanna pretend again. And I don't need to pretend I'm living in this moment, I'm living my best, 'cause I don't need to pretend. And I don't wanna pretend
Feel the thorn's embrace. Death is in bloom. None will escape my grasp.
This will be quite the deadly spectacle. My home is in the cosmos, amongst my stars.
你小子懂得惊奇呀
Let's go. Sicker than a wizard with a top hat. So heavy when I drop it like a backpack. Chit chat, best stick it in a WhatsApp. Looking at the glitter in your Snapchat. What's that? You break like a plate in an earthquake on the first day, like a clown at birthday. Too late, gotta wait for the first one.
牛啊，这个球！菜呢？
This day is going to be very, very important because right now, Titans, gods themselves, will clash once again. It's a battle for the top. It's a battle for the finals spot in the CN Conference. We have Keepes Gaming and Edward Gaming battling right now in the best of 7. And we are going to be your shoutcasters. My name is Giang. With me is Crazy Apple. And we have to say...
Okay, we didn't talk about this.
No, we didn't. Just look at
the funny thing is, we've tried like twice now to talk about it to coordinate our like clothes and stuff, and that one time that we didn't.
No, but, yeah, we talked before. We were planning to have the same clothes and all, but we kind of forgot about it. Going today, we were talking about too much of the game. I guess we're just that. We have the BNB synergy. We're like we just
have it naturally.
It just comes naturally. We have the roadmap again. We are one step closer. Actually, just two steps remaining for the CN Conference to be concluded. It's today and tomorrow.
Yeah, today and tomorrow. It's the 2 steps behind the finals. We'll be figuring out who is the first team that gets into the finals for the CN Conference. Well, tomorrow we'll be figuring that out. Who will be facing FTX down in the lower bracket. You see on your screens as well a bit of that explanation. We are now at the final step, as Giang mentioned, when it comes to playoffs. So who will be joining KT Roster Y and G2 Blacklist in the finals? We'll figure out at least the third today.
And I'm just so excited to see what's going to be happening today in our matchup. Keepes Gaming has been amplified lately, especially because of the recent patch 4.4D. EDG, FPX, and other teams actually benefited a little bit on that as well, especially those that do like to have an engager jungler champion on their lineup. The carry junglers this time did not pan out that well, especially for Nova Esports, for Thunderdog, Thrice Esports has been taken down by FPX, as right now they're waiting for the lower bracket finals, waiting to whoever is going to be losing here in this series right now. But man, Keepes Gaming, the former champions of the Wild Rift League Asia Season 1, battling against EDG. There's so many things we can talk about these two.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of things, history between the two teams, past as well as recent as well. But I guess for the most part, there's this like overall theme that we're looking for this between these two teams when it comes to the actual gameplay. And I'd like to start it off with the battle for the junglers, as we were talking about just earlier off screen. As you see the lineup as well, KG, Daton, Anran 9, Shaoma, Yu, these are the mainstays for KBG. But the main point of focus that we have for KBG is going to be Daton in that jungle position, because he has shown up in the playoffs, and there's a lot of overlap when it comes to the champions between him and 0711.
Absolutely. The Hecarim, the Shen, the Kazakhs, and the Aatrox has been the favorites of both of these teams. But one thing is going to be a massive difference right now here for both of these teams. The former coach of Keepers Gaming is now on the hands of Edward Gaming. And right now, as they match, this is going to be a monumental series for both of them as well. Keepers Gaming wants to state that they are still going towards the finals despite not having their former coach. EDG wants to prove that with their new coach, they're going to be able to fully unlock their full potential and take down all of the teams. Right now, we see the stats. We see most of the stats actually going towards the favor of Keepers Gaming, except for the first tower, especially because EDG likes to play strong early.
Yeah, they do love to play strong early, even though they don't really get the first Herald. They will try to brute force one tower. It could be a side lane tower, not exactly the mid lane turret. That's why they do have higher stats. I also believe these stats are mostly in the playoffs. That's why these are a bit lower when it comes to the blue side and red side wins as well for both of these teams. But at the same time, I would like to mention as well for KBG, right? They weren't at their best form in the regular season here in Season 2. And you could also say that might be because of the coaching change. As you mentioned, the head coach for KBG is now on EDG side. Well, for EDG, they started off slow in the regular season, and now they're really, really hot in the playoffs. As we head into the head-to-head as well, as we were just talking about, it's gonna be between these two players right now. It's gonna be so crucial what champions they're gonna be able to use, as well as how they're gonna get utilized by their teams to able to get the wins in the series.
Yeah, this is a loaded matchup right now. The Dawn, especially with his signature champion, the Hecarim, he has used this 8 times already in the whole tournament, but has secured actually 8 wins on the 10 times he has used this champion already. The 7-11 is just a little behind. 7 times he has won on the 9 times he has used the Hecarim as well. Let's see what's going to happen. We'll go to the stage first for the introduction.
Hello， 各位现场以及屏幕前的召唤师们，大家晚上好，欢迎来到英雄联盟手游职业联赛 WRLA 的比赛现场，我是小优。时光辗转腾挪，来到了胜者组决赛，让2追4成功逆袭的 KBG 战队，以及常规赛10连胜扶摇直上的 EDG 战队，将在今天这场巅峰较量中争夺首个决赛席位。谁能满载而归？答案留给赛场。下面让我们有请 KBG Gaming 以及 Edward Gaming。Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Wild Rift League Asia. I'm Peggy. Today is the final of the winner group, the successful counterattack KBG team and the EDG team with 10 consecutive wins in the regular season will compete for the first final seed in today's big contest. Who can return with the few score? The answer is left to the field. Now let's welcome KBG Gaming and Edward Gaming.
跟老白说一声顶峰相见，我们先上去了。
我们准备好，明天拜绝给你们加油了。
Jordan Sweet by both you and Anran 9. This is going to be an insane battle, not only in the jungle but also in the mid laners as well, because we have the best mid laner in the world for Wild Rift. Anran 9 right now going to be contested by you.
Yeah, definitely. It's something that we'll also be looking forward to, especially when it comes to the early game. The mid-jungle synergy is really a thing. Even here, we're gonna see how 0711 as well as the Tan will be able to try and influence that lane. So we'll see. It's gonna be very exciting. Honestly, there's a lot of things right now. For me, the biggest thing that we're also going to be looking at is the draft. As you mentioned, the coaches. The coach for EDG is the coach for KBG. You could really see the effect that he had on the team.
接下来让我们有请双方打野选手登场。In the jungle, KBG 大唐 EDG 0711
10-game win streak in the regular season. It got broken a bit. But still, they were able to achieve such a feat because of impeccable coaching as well as the players that's really leveling up their play.
In the mid lane, KBG,
I like that you pointed out how much
EDG
they have leveled up their play, because both KBG and EDG has improved significantly, especially even with the new changes they continue to shine.
有请双方射手登场。In the duel lane, KBG 小马 EDG alone.
Being able to just produce the best possible lineups, the best possible execution as well. And we see such creativity in both of the teams as well in being able to adapt the champions they're
最后
going
有
to be
请
using
双方
in the
辅助
game,
登场
not
and
making any
support
mistakes,
KBG
and also just
悠悠
dominating the
EDG
scene,
浪
even
鬼
dominating against the former teams that did dominate during the regular season as well, or the group stages.
Yeah. A lot of things that we were looking forward to here. And
两支队伍现已集结完毕，让我们即刻进入召唤师峡谷。All the players are getting ready. Let's
have
start
qualified
into
in the
the
lower
wild.
bracket. We are waiting for whoever's going to go against FPX, and we did see some of the teams that dominated the regular season, like Thundertalk and Trace Esports, bow out of the tournament. They got beaten down in the lower bracket as well, and now we're gonna be seeing who is gonna join there, whoever will be losing here still has another chance. We'll be going against FPX. Before that, of course, these teams would really want to secure their spot already into our finals, and it's gonna all boil down to this series. It's gonna be the game one, which we're gonna see the momentum. Whoever gets the win there will obviously get a good head start in the series.
Yeah, and speaking of head start, definitely Keepas Gaming has improved significantly in this season, particularly in the playoffs, and does have the head start right now compared to last season, because I do recall that the last season they immediately dropped down from their first match in the playoffs towards the lower bracket because they lost against Nova Esports in a 7-game series. This time, it's very different. They dominated against Thundertalk. They also are just having the best performance right now, especially because of the Ton's performance on the Hecarim as well, providing so much control in a team fight for the rest of the team to shine, particularly Andran and Remake as well. Now, this is the time for EDG to prove otherwise, that they can still break the momentum of Keepas Gaming, especially right now that they're starting on blue side.
Blue side priority here for EDG. They'll be able to get a priority pick into their hands. Champion that we were talking about that could be heavily contested is going to be that Hecarim between 0-7 and Evan and Taton. Both of them have shown that it is a champion that they're very good at using. We have also seen that Hecarim has had a rise in the current patch. We've seen it banned a lot in the start of the regular season in Season 2. But when it has been more freely being let go by these teams, it has just improved day by day when it comes to being used. It's still open here. Could be a priority pick on the side of EDG.
Interesting first pick here on the side of EDG as well. Hovering immediately and locking in the core key. Very different from what we normally see on our games. Usually we do see a high priority on the Hecarim, especially when it's available. Renekton does make a lot of sense, especially because right now dominance and stability in the top lane, plus that field being provided by a Renekton is very, very important. Now they take away the Ezreal away from EDG as well. That provides now the safety net for EDG to pick up this Hecarim.
Yeah. It's kind of weird as well that it wasn't prioritized by KBG, but instead they, as you mentioned, they went for that Renekton and the Ezreal, looking for a bit safer as well as more stronger early game bot lane for their side. Galio's still open for the picking for them. They could very well pair that up with the Ezreal. They could also pick it away because, as you mentioned, it's Hecarim and Tristana. Actually, this is not something that we usually see being picked on the side for EDG, but I do like Tristana to be paired with the Corki. It provides you crit damage, AD carry to go alongside this Corki is mainly magic damage. It's going to allow them to have a lot of strong turret damage in the early to mid game as well.
Yeah, and the thing about Tristana as well, especially on the side of EDG, is that they have picked this champion up 3 times already for the entire tournament. 3 times, but it has 100% win rate. They used it once before during their match against Trace Esports, during the regular season or the group stages, and they used it again during their match against Trace Esports again during the playoffs as well. And we have seen Alone just pop off with this champion. Right now, they're looking to do the same against Keepas Gaming.
Keepas Gaming going a bit, I would say not during the playoffs patch composition that they have right now. It's gonna be Taton on that Kha'Zix. apart from the Hecarim, apart from the other setup junglers that we have been seeing lately, Kha'Zix is one of his best picks as well. Alongside an Ornn, this will give KBG some strong engage potential in their hands. Ornn haven't seen as much, but with his resurgence here in this series, we will be seeing long-range engages as well as pokes coming from KBG, might be allowing them to get isolated targets for this Kha'Zix to jump later on.
Fiora as well being hovered right now by EDG, especially for Xiaojiang, is quite new compared to the last series that they've been with against Race Esports. Because normally we do see him just prioritizing something like a Renekton, maybe a Gwen, or an Aatrox. But since all of those are no longer available, he is going to be adapting this time around. It can provide a lot of sustain for the team, especially because of the Grand Challenge. When it's proc, it can help out on the extended team fight. Alistar as well just provided so much feel for the backline later on. However, it's still gonna be threatened with Anra 9's one of his favorite champions, the Kassadin, the late game god.
Yeah, late game god. Kassadin, we all know how strong Kassadin is in the late game, and he gets to the third point, and his ultimate, he's just so mobile as well as dealing so much damage on this champion. The only thing that I'm seeing on the side for KBG that might be a point of weakness for them is that this is two champions that are scaling, that do have the tier. They will be very weak in the early to mid game transition. This Ezreal and the Kassadin might get exploited by the side of EDG because they do have an Alistar, do have an Hecarim. Two champions are really adept at forcing fights as well as going for these tower dives, and if you pair that up with a jumping Tristana, you're gonna have a lot of damage on your hands for the side of EDG. So there is moments for EDG here where they have openings to really take advantage of this power the chance for the power trough coming in from the side of KBG's lineup.
Yeah, there's something interesting about the composition of EDG as well, is that it is the fact that everyone can actually go in when they have the opportunity to do so. There's the launch from the Fiora, there's the onslaught of shadows from the Hecarim, there's the package or the Valkyrie of the Corki, there's the jump from the Tristana, and the Alistar, of course, which is headbutt pulverized as well. So Keep Us Gaming has to really pick their moments when they will try to retaliate. That will be around 15 minutes into the game for sure, as that has been the trend line that we have seen so far with a scaling composition, especially with a Kassadin. For early game, they have to play it slow. EDG is not gonna let them though.
We know EDG is a very aggressive team, and even though it's not just this blind aggression that we see in some teams, for EDG it's more calculated, but at the same time it's really the tempo that they are able to set from the mid-game onwards, and that might just overwhelm the composition that KBG has. One more thing I want to mention, last week we saw a lot of this matchup between EDG and Trace Esports, the Fiora and the Renekton in the top side of the map, where Xiaojiang was just bullying out Lee Sao in that matchup because the vital points are just being shown here, especially in the early game, especially in the level 1s. But if KG can dodge out on some of these vital procs, he may be able to get that early, at least laning advantage against a Fiora.
Yeah, KG has shown how disciplined he is in the laning phase. He has been in various situations before as well, being ganked, being focused, being pinned down a lot of times. That's why he has adapted so much of his strategy already, not only in the laning phase but also for team fights as well as skirmishes as well. We see damage actually being thrown out by KG a lot more than Xiaojiang. This can be a little bit menacing for this Fiora, not too entirely threatening just yet here for EDG. We're seeing a pathway by our junglers as well on both sides going towards top side. Might indicate they want to camp early.
Yeah, but the difference is EDG knows where the Taunt is at the moment. They know that the Raptors are being taken, and they might just have a clear timing on this Kha'Zix on the top side. Yeah, just gonna see a bit of trading. In terms of the health, there's a bit of an advantage on the Fiora as of now, but Ignite was also used at level 1 by the Renekton to just try and get a bit more leverage in that lane.
Yeah, mid lane, it is going to be a bully fest actually. Alone is going towards mid lane. Yu goes in the bottom lane. A bit of a switch up here by EDG, similar to how they did against Trace Esports before as well. It is a great matchup right now, having the rage advantage and good damage as well thrown out by the Tristana in physical form compared to the Corki in magic form, because Kassadin does negate some of the magic damage just because of its passive, plus you have the shield as well. everything right now in this matchup alone against the Tristana is fully negated.
Yeah, and also Tristana is a marksman that scales well into the late game, because if she does get her items, she also gets that increased crit. She's gonna be able to mow down a lot of the members from KBG, so she's perfectly fine. Even though we do know Tristanas also are very explosive and they have the explosive burst, they can burst down targets. That's why she's really strong in the bot lane as well. But that's also what makes her so threatening in the mid lane, because there's also can be ganks coming from your jungler that just helps her out to deal that damage. Not a lot of kills yet so far. We do see a bit of a fighting lead in the top side.
Yeah, KG winning a little bit in the exchange, but in overall health condition, Chao Jiang still maintains a healthy state on his side as well. And speaking of burst, because you mentioned it a while ago, I think Andra9 is very interested on the Cassidy just because of the match of FPX as well. Yesterday, we saw SkyFL being able to burst out a Vladimir with 3 hits in the late game during their game number 4. That's how dangerous a late game Cassidy can be, and it is going to be very, very true as well here in this match right now, because this Tristan is not going to be tanky.
Yeah,
the Corki as well is just going to be so squishy.
That's a payoff, right? If you have a Kassadin, you're very weak in the early game. You're not going to be able to help your jungler if he does get invaded. But if you're able to get to that late game, if your team allows you to get to that point, you're going to be able to burst down targets. And EDG right now is not forcing a lot of things. They don't really have a huge winning matchup. That's why I like how the draft has gone to the for KBG. The Kha'Zix picks has really allowed this, because Kha'Zix is such a strong early game champion, such a big threat in the jungle that you can't just really go in and try to invade or make plays inside the enemy jungle to try to get more positioning. And this is allowing the Kassadin right now to just really farm out in the mid lane. It could be forced by EDG, but so far they're giving that respect towards KBG.
Yeah, and it has to be, the respect has to be given, especially with the composition of Best Gaming. They basically have a reset city composition, especially because of the Kassadin, because of the Kha'Zix.
Oh, yeah.
When they get to that single target lockdown, surely the others will strive as well much more. But EDG possesses that as well. And the fact of the matter is that EDG's composition actually strives better in the early game, particularly from 5 minutes towards 12 minutes. I think that's going to be the time wherein they're going to be stepping on the gas pedal a little bit more when the objective does rise up. 15 seconds is the name of the game, or at least 15 seconds left before the objective does spawn up. We can see that EDG might be interested in taking the Rift Herald instead, that they can unlock towers faster, but even without it, looks like it's not going to be a problem at all. Platings are already being taken here.
Yeah, up to 3 plates being taken by EDG. Dragons will start here for KBG. The package already up here for Yo. But as you mentioned, it's going to be the Herald, probably the focus here for EDG, because KBG is actually just took that Dragon outright. Yeah.
Yeah. EDG not getting on any objective. Xiao Jiang gonna be ganked here into the bottom lane. Jump around here by the Thon. Call of the Board God gonna be as well. But Xiao Jiang still fine just for the meantime. First blood comes through for Best Gaming after taking the Dragon a little bit late on EDG, taking the Herald. I think they can use it in the mid lane. However, because of the gap, first tower already by Best Gaming as well.
Yeah, this is massive for KBG. They didn't even need to take they didn't need to take the Herald to take the first turret of the game. Yes, Herald is being summoned down the mid lane. They're gonna take a turret for themselves on the favor of EDG. They might get topside as well, so giving them that in terms of gold, giving them that advantage. But for KBG, who's scaling, and they're getting the dragon as well as a turret gold infusion towards their team. This is already a win for them.
A massive win, to be honest, for Best Gaming. If the tower wasn't taken down by Best Gaming alongside with the plates, the trade would have been okay for EDG. But everything started with 0711 actually starting late in the Rift Herald. That signaled Best Gaming to actually have an opportunity to gank the bottom lane as well, which was very devastating for Xiao Jiang. Now, it's going to be a little bit different in the laning phase, because the benefit of this composition of Best Gaming as well is that the Ezreal, similar to Andra 9, using the Cork before to battle in the side lane split push against the Baron laners. This time, Shama can do the same, focus on clearing the wave, and not be threatened at all for any dive.
Yeah, and that's what KBG is doing. They're really bad. They didn't go for the rotation, but topside though, Landu going in.
The charge is there. KG is still gonna be fine. Andran in the area as well. 0711 helping out with a push. They do have the explosive charge there, dealing half of the HP of the back.
And this is what's dangerous right now for KBG. We're seeing Alone being escorted by the team, just going for these towers, going for these objectives, and dealing massive amounts of damage. It's kind of a timer right now for KBG. We were applauding how KBG has been doing these rotations, trying to keep the Ezreal safe, Shaoma being able to just clear the way with the bot side, but with the Ornn being with him, giving a lot of safety towards that Ezreal, it allowed EDG to have numbers advantage on the other sides of the map. That's why they were able to deal so much damage to the top side tower. And right now, we're seeing the teams back, they're seeing them reset, but that is something that EDG now has threat on KBG. If KBG would put more people towards the Dragon later on, if they're going to put more people to try and defend both the Ezreal and the Kassadin, the other members of EDG can just go into these other lanes and destroy turrets.
And speaking of other lanes, bottom side, tier 1 tower can be threatened this time around by EDG. They are grouping up right here. Kipis Gaming though, responding just accordingly, preventing any sort of push happening here from the side of EDG. This is good actually. Great macro coming in from Keepus Gaming. Just watching the movements here of EDG, preventing them from taking any more turrets on their side. That actually prevents any sort of gold being injected here to the members of EDG. We're seeing just a little under 1,000 gold by EDG against a Kassadin lineup. This is actually massive for Keepus Gaming.
Yeah, Keepus Gaming is really going through their carries right now, able to get their items. The Ezreal and the Kassadin slowly getting to that point in the late game, and yeah, KBG is holding on, but EDG still have their options. EDG can go into this mid game, able to take down if they're able to get this dragon or put KBG in the weird spot to be able to get a fight, then EDG might just balloon in gold. And it's something we've seen before, honestly, coming from EDG. They can go on these fights, they can go on these 50-50s and just outplay and out-micro the other team. But KBG is no slouch on that as well. Yeah. So it's gonna be super close. It's gonna be a very tough fight for both of these teams, and it's gonna all culminate in that dragon 15 seconds before the next Drake comes into the map.
Yeah, Keepus Gaming is no stranger to having outplays, comebacks, and also just big surprises as well. Right now, they're trying to surprise Xiao Zhang. The Ton is going to be in the area. KG starting up in B by the Ton. The jump, though, is going to be cancelled this time around. They're waiting for Andra 9, but the rest of EDG going in the area as well. Finally, they commit. Xiao Zhang immediately backing away. EDG, though, threatening for a dive towards Sham and Yuyu, but good defense being established right now. They're battling forward the Ice Dragon. EDG wants to prevent Soul Point here. Anna 9 gets engaged. Langui, though, will not be successful with the CC. KG also slices and dice away from EDG.
Yeah. No big engagement yet from both of these teams. It's only 0-7-11 actually on the Dragon. Bot lane turret is being taken here by EDG. Good on the macro play for them getting a turret, but still the Dragon is the main point of contention here. Andra 9 does father know the ward. They know that he's on the flank.
Yeah, he wants to go in, but he's gonna be spotted out. Great damage onto Langui already. Flashes in, gets the damage, gets the CC control as well. 0-7 focusing on it as well, but Corgi is gonna be taken down. KG is a little bit zoned. Dragon's gonna be taken here by the Hecarim as KBG this time around has to disengage, but Adam wants to fight. Immediately void out as well, and EDG is losing a bit of members already. Great charge coming from Yuyu as well. The cleanup is just gonna be there from Andra 9. The ref blocks are doing the work, the damage as well, but 0-7-11 clutching things out. KG is the last member remaining on the side of Keepus Gaming, but not for long. EDG, the Dragon plus 5 kills in exchange for 4. They get a better end in that fight.
Yeah, after a grueling fight right there on the Dragon, EDG comes out on top, able to get the Dragon, able to get 5 kills. Although KBG did get 4 of their own, but the objective did go to the side of EDG. So they added this replay. EDG just separated all of these fights into small, isolated pockets of aggression in the mid side. But when the Ton was down, immediately EDG knew there was no smite available for KBG. So they took the Dragon and then regrouped while KBG was scattered. They really didn't have the position yet until EDG was able to find another engage. There's so many close fights happening here, Ian, but at the end, it was 0-7-11 on this Hecarim, just having more health and more damage to be able to take down the last 2 members of KBG.
Yeah, it's like 0-7-11 became like the ADC, being able to free hit the entire fight, which was interesting to be seen as well. It was being ignored, and I don't think that's gonna remain the same here for Keepus Gaming. They have to take him down as fast as they can. However, they're not capable of doing that just yet. They're able to take 4 though, which is a good indication that they're starting to actually get their damage done against EDG, especially in that Dragon fight. Right now, they're looking for war. Xiao Zhang's gonna be the first target. Immediately, the NB is gonna be used here by Daton. He's getting down, trying to go stealthy. He'll back away for the meantime, as Yu just tries to get that Edge of Night procced out. Unfortunately, not successful though. They do get the crown.
Yeah. Get the crown, takes a bit of that defensive passive away from the Kassin, but not for long actually, because they can just back away. There's not gonna be a big fight happening because their objectives. The Dragon is down, the Baron is still too big at this point.
Look at the gold. Look at the gold, Crazy Apple. Everyone is ahead of gold against on the side of EDG, except for Anran 9's matchup, and this is massive indication that Anran 9 is actually so ahead right now. Xiao Zhang taking too much damage, still goes in with a Grand Challenge as well. Immediately, the thought is just going to be falling back. Anran, lingering in the area, will not connect the silence. Xiao Zhang just looking to back away, does have the Hontu to regain a partial of his health. But EDG not continuing onto the Baron. Anran just poking Xiao Zhang out. Great pressure actually being established by Keep Us Gaming, even if this is not their time to actually fight this yet.
That's not the time to fight just yet, but they do have some poke on their side. They do have the Ezreal to just delay EDG, scare them away. And I want to go back to your point, right? Anran 9 having more gold right now on his matchup in the mid lane. It's just really showing how this Kassadin is scaling up into the game. You mentioned, right, the 15-minute mark. It's going to be crucial here for KBG. If they can get more ahead, if they can get a couple of wins, if they can get a couple of fights that goes into their favor, this Kassadin might just explode and EDG won't have a way to deal with him later on. But at the same time, EDG knows that possibility. So that's why they're positioning themselves near this Baron. They want to bait KBG in. If they can bait KBG into a fight and turn it into a win for them, they can turn things around and give that momentum for them to be able to win the game.
Yeah. It's actually so much greatness on the side of Keep Us Gaming this time around, especially on their scaling composition. Right now, KJ is going to be entering the pit. The jump around, the knock-up actually towards you. Are they going to be getting sealed? Gets it! And Keep Us Gaming right now is going to be able to shine the most. Anran 9 Sham actually onto the backline immediately. 0-7 is going to be taking him down, but he's there for the follow-up. The Daton as well, lingering in the area. KG as well. Looking to back away this time around. They're happy with the Baron. Alone is alone there on the top side, not helping out the rest of the team. They're willing to just give this away for now. And Keep Us Gaming getting the moment.
That was a disaster for EDG. KBG making the most out of the situation. They knew that EDG was trying to spring a trap on them.
Yeah.
And instead of EDG going for a fight, they went for a 50-50 Baron, which Daton won with the steal, and now the Dragon is being started.
Yeah, Xiao Zhang as well being intercepted. KG getting the ruthless spread that immediately the onslaught of Xiao is going to be initiated there by 0-7-11. Looks like KBG is going to be giving the second Dragon away here for EDG's taking. They got the better objective a while ago. The Baron still is on their side.
Kind of a consolation prize for EDG, you could say, because yeah, the better objective did go to the side of KBG, but it's still the Dragon in favor here for EDG. If Elder just does come up, they will be able to get a bit more from that buff. The Daton is far behind them right now. If there's going to be a big engage in the mid lane, he could very well assassinate the members here. The 2 AD carries coming in from EDG.
Yeah, watch you. When he strikes, the Daton will follow up. Surely, Keep Us Gaming looking for an entry here towards EDG. They have to be very, extremely careful, cautious in every single angle that can be made here by Keep Us Gaming. We have seen such prowess in team fighting from Keep Us Gaming already, and they want to do it right now as well. Langley taking a lot of damage already. The barrage is going to be connecting towards many members on their side as well. The Daton still patiently waiting for an opening. Not trigger happy just yet. Not setting the trap, not taking the bait here of EDG. They're willing to play this patiently, especially because they have the Scum right now that can just thrive the later the game goes by. But this time, Yu's gonna be initiated here. Yu's trying to deal the damage. Stace is gonna be survived some time here. Xiao Zhang finally engaging onto the fight as well. But the Rift is gonna be doing the damage, doing the work. The Daton as well gonna be penetrated here a little bit. They lose the Hector. 0-7 is gonna be down. They had that Pulverize is not gonna be preventing KBG from engaging the Drusa Barrage as well. The damage is too much already coming in from Xiaoma, and EDG starting to lose this game.
Yeah, EDG has taken the bait from KBG, and KBG strikes back. They're able to take this turret now in the mid lane. Baron is open for the taking of them as well. And now This is KBG's game now. KBG has scaled into the game. This Ezreal is fully online. The Kassadin is fully online. And even though EDG does have 2 AD carries in their composition, the Kassadin is gonna be such a huge threat on them. Even the Kha'Zix is gonna be such a huge threat that it's gonna be hard for these AD carries to just freely hit.
So hard.
So it's the damage output that you'd expect. It won't be there. It's gonna be harder for them to be able to throw these damage. And look at the difference now in the gold. Earlier on it was all blue, and now it's almost all red. Only the Tristana being ahead on the counterpart.
Yeah, and most of the lead as well still remains on Andra 9. Interesting that he also possesses a lot of gold lead against Langui, which is going to be very important as well because of the items he's going to be able to pick up to help out in the front line. But also very important that we do look at both of the junglers right now, Keepers Gaming and EDG as well, because the Elder Dragon is going to be available this time around. Even if EDG is very far behind right now, they get the Elder Dragon without that much casualties. They can still clutch out this game, and they're very, very capable of doing that. That's why Keepers Gaming is giving them so much respect. And look at the traps they are setting up right now. Andra 9 going towards the Tribrush in their bottom lane. We see as well Vision being established by Keepers Gaming just to check out all the areas. Scuttle Crab has been taken by KBG as well, just to have Vision priority compared to EDG.
The discipline on KBG timing out the package that Yo picked up. There's no more package now. No big ability on the side of EDG. KBG starting out this Elder Drake right here, but there's a big flank from Andra 9. This could catch EDG off guard.
Yeah, Andra 9 is going to be spotted out though by a Vision. This time it's going to call EDG to back away. Langui though taking a lot of damage already. Chang Spit pushing into the top lane. We have seen this situation before. KG has done it before against Thundertalk. And EDG wants to get a try on it as well. They're pressing down into the top lane. Renical is going to be having a bit of a hard time against the Fiora. The charge is going to be going in on Langui. 1v1. Kassadin is going to be winning here against Alone. He has to jump away. EDG right now low in HP. Everyone's just going to be obliterated here by Keepers Gaming. And Xiaojiang's last to remain here on their side. Keepers Gaming right now running it down mid.
Yeah, they don't even need to take the Elder Drake here. Guiyang, Xiaojiang trying to recall, but it's gonna be cancelled here by KG. This is gonna be KBG getting the win here in game 1.
In a clean fashion as well, Crazy Apple. It has been so methodical by Keepers Gaming. They know the strengths of EDG and they have mitigated it to the T. And it has been an extravagant execution by the #1 team right now, the former champions. Keepers Gaming getting game #1.
Yeah, KBG gets first blood here, gets game 1 of our best of 7 series, and whoever will be winning this series will get their spot in the WRLA Season 2 Finals. And that was a great game coming in from KBG. Well disciplined, well thought out, methodical as well. On the side of EDG, you can't really fault them in a lot of things. I felt like they tried to play the game methodically as well. Maybe if they could have had a bit more aggression in the early game to really try and delay both the Ezreal and the Kassadin, but it was a bit hard for them to go to that route because of the draft coming in from KBG. I like the Kha'Zix splash in there as well as the Kassadin. These two champions really prevented the two marksmen coming in from the side of EDG to deal any damage when it comes to those late game fights where a lot of the macro, a lot of the flanks really mattered.
Yeah, and we cannot help but look at how the foundation was actually laid out there by Keepers Gaming, because it seemed that EDG, the team that is notorious for giving one-sided beatdowns, and take note, the last time that they've met KBG, they gave them a 2-0 one-sided beatdown per game during the group stages, day number 19. And right now, everything has been controlled by Keepers Gaming. It's as if we're seeing EDG right now just filled with bonds. They're unable to tap into their full potential because of how KBG was controlling everything. And everything actually started with a great macro play in the gank by Daton in the bottom lane that allowed them to get the first tower because they saw 0711 not starting the objective just yet.
Right, and honestly, for game 1, EDG, they can just go back to the drawing board and draft a different composition. They can go back to a control mage in the mid lane. They can go back to a single marksman composition and play a different game against KBG, because the thing here is that EDG played into a late game composition, and KBG was like, bet we're gonna also play a late game composition, but with champions that have a clear late game potential to delete your backline. And that was really the defining factor for KBG. They had champions that threatened the late game champions on the side of EDG, and EDG couldn't do anything about it. So for game 2, I feel like EDG just play a different draft. Just play back to what you were playing in the regular season.
Yeah, and also take note, EDG has to take note that Andra 9 will always remain as the last pick if they are on red side. Knowing EDG, loving blue side, this is going to be very complicated for them. But let's see what's going to be the adjustment. Crazy Apple will just go in a short break, everybody. We'll get back here for game number 2.
I will not be restrained. My potential is limitless.
Feel the thorns embrace. Death is in bloom.
Clean game by Keepes Gaming in that game number 1, and they're looking to remain and maintain that same position by them as they started this series really well. But let's see how EDG is gonna be messing with them this time around in game number 2. Looks like they're gonna be retaining their side on blue side as well.
Yeah, EDG choosing to go on blue side for this game 2. We have seen a couple of teams mixing it up, going for game for red sides when they do get a loss. For this time around, EDG feels like they're more comfortable going back on this side of the map. We'll see what's going to be the adjustment as well, as we talked about in the end of game 1. EDG feels like they need a bit more aggression. They need a bit more early game tools to be able to force the fights on KBG. If KBG will be running a similar composition as they did in game 1, where they had both the Ezreal and the Kassadin to force fights to try to take those out. And a respect ban coming in here from EDG, taking out the Kassadin from Andran 9. I now think that maybe KBG won't go for a more late game scaling composition now.
Yeah, they open up the buy. Let's see if KBG is going to be picking up the Renekton and the Hecarim immediately here, because we have seen Daton having a great win rate on the Hecarim. 80% win rate on that champion, particularly over the course of this second season of Wild Rift League Asia. 8 times he has used it, 10 times he has used it and won 8 times as well. That's why we have that stat. However, it's not going to be picking the Hecarim just yet. And that provides 0711 a chance to get on this Hecarim once again, which he did perform really well a while ago. However, double ADC for EDG. Looks like they want to go for round 2 on their previous comp.
Yeah, they're running it back, and yeah, that was the champion I was gonna say. If they're gonna pick a different mid lane AP mage for Andra 9, it's gonna be that Vladimir. Not as I would say not as big of a threat when it comes to the late game like a Kassadin, because Kassadin has that mobility, able to go around, able to flank around and deal the damage to the backline. But the difference when it comes to a Vladimir is that he can come in, ghost in, or even flash in with the pool as well and deal massive amounts of AoE damage as well. So kind of a different flavor to the Kassadin, but has that same effect when it comes to the late game, a huge damage threat to the squishies of EDG.
This is going to be a much more comfortable matchup though for you, if ever, or whoever's gonna be using the Corki in the mid lane, if the Corki is still going towards the mid lane or the Tristana, because we have seen starting from the second week of the group stages or the regular season that Corki actually stands a really good chance against a Vladimir compared to other champions, particularly when the Zoe is banned away or the Kassadin is taken away as well. Some teams have experimented on this particular champion and has proved to be successful against the Vladimir so far.
So far, I like the adjustment coming in from EDG. Just the 2 different champs that are picking into this matchup, the Aatrox and the Nautilus. Nautilus provides a bit more of that aggression, has a bit more tools to be able to just force fights, and pairing that with a Hecarim and Aatrox as well. But on the other side of the map, for KBG, they put the Ton now on the Shen. So instead of an assassin, he will now be supplementing the mid lane run 9 with the Shen, and just imagining a Vladimir with a huge Shen shield, just gonna be very scary proposition on the side of EDG.
Yeah, and to top that off as well, Shen helping the Vladimir, and also Shen against double ADCs. The shield and the anti-auto attack buff definitely is going to be very helpful for Keep Best Gaming later on. Even the auto attack of the Aatrox, or blocking the auto attack of the Aatrox, can be very useful as well to negate as much damage from EDG, because their draft right now is very suitable for late game scaling. They lacked a little bit on that side during game number 1. That's why they adjusted this time around for game number 2. Let's see. This is going to be proved to be very effective for EDG against Keep Best Gaming as they attempt to tie up the score here in this game 2.
It's going to be very crucial. They need to take a bit of that momentum back on their side and get another chance in this series, because if KBG gets that 2-0, they just need 2 more wins and they'll be able to qualify. And that's going to be a very scary proposition here for EDG, because in the back of their heads, EDG knows that KBG is still that champion team, is still that team who's won the previous season. They're very much familiar in terms of winning series. But for EDG, they're still trying to get back. They're still trying to prove themselves as the God Slayers, as we have coined them in the regular season of Season 2.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be Tristan again in the mid lane, similar to game number 1, alone battling against Andra 9, proving to be quite effective. In the early game, half of the HP of Andra 9 has been chipped down already, especially because of the explosive charge, or the saddle charge of the Tristana. Shama though dealt massive damage a while ago in that game number 1. 36% on the Ezreal. Wow, especially his True Shot barrage, right? It definitely hit the HP bar of EDG.
Yeah, he didn't really get much threat on the side of EDG earlier because of the threat of the Kassadin and the Kazakhs. And now he could very well recreate that performance, there's still the Shen, there's still the Vladimir that's gonna allow him to free hit. There's not gonna be a lot of champions on the side of EDG to freely just dive him on the back. Yes, you could say a Hecarim and an Aatrox can do that, but that will allow KBG to dive on the other end. And for EDG having two marksmen, they need to protect these two. They need to man the mid and the front lines before they could really chase down the members of KBG. Oh, mid lane though.
Such confidence for alone. And the 9 does have the blood pool though, so he's gonna be fine. Just denying some of that damage in exchange for 20% of his current HP. And just talking back on your topic a while ago with regards to the front line of EDG, I think this time it's going to be much more solid on their side because Aatrox has crowd control and sustain. Hecarim does as well, and the Nautilus, of course, has a lot of crowd control and sustain as well because of his shields. And that way, they're very capable in suppressing the members of Keep Gaming. It's up to KBG in picking their moments again, in which they did beautifully in that game 1.
Exactly. So EDG, if KBG will be like, okay, we're just gonna we're gonna wait for EDG to create plays, and we're just gonna counter them. If KBG is gonna sit back again here in game 2, EDG needs to force the issue in KBG. And we are seeing that now. We're seeing so many different things in the early game. Small hasn't converted to anything big right now for EDG, but they're starting things out. Lambda with that early rotation in the mid lane, forcing the issue on Unran, and even just alone jumping in confidently on that Tristana, not even minding where the jungler was, is already a good sign in terms of for EDG just having a different mindset coming into this game too.
Yeah, setups as well for the Herald is much better this time around for EDG. We see one plate already, or almost one plate taken down already in the mid lane of Keep Gaming tower. Bottom lane, it is 2 that they have acquired though on the side of Keep Gaming. Do you?
Oh.
In a bad spot this time around. Everything gonna be thrown out onto quick charge and the flash as well onto the shadow after the spawn, and that's gonna be first blood. Adam 9 flashing in though, getting the punish. 1-for-1 trade so far here, and Keep Gaming will not let go of a fight without them taking anything.
Yeah, KBG traded out the kill on their support. They did give up first blood, but that was a jungle in exchange. So in a way, in terms of the map state, KBG did get a bit of an advantage, but first blood gold did go to the side of EDG. But now we're heading into the first part of the rotations that we usually see here when we get to that 5-minute mark. KBG putting their bot lane into the mid lane. Before that, we're heading to this replay right here where it's just EDG with a good rotation here from 0711, able to catch out the Ornn as he was low. But KBG with a great answer as well, using the Stand United to buy time to be able for them to get that pincer in the bot side and get an exchange kill for their Ornn.
Yeah, and it's something that is underrated though that we have to really talk about, especially in competitive play. The damage of his Shen is sometimes ignored, but it shouldn't be ignored, especially against tanks, because in that replay a while ago, we saw the damage towards 0711. He actually dealt 3 to 4 bars of his health just with his stun and his 3 auto attacks because of his first kill. And that actually allowed Andrew9 to get the final kill, or get the gold there in the bottom lane, as he did invest his flash as well to take the kill down. And EDG has to be more cautious in how KBG is going to be answering them in a team fight, or else they're just going to be experiencing the same thing that they did in game number 1.
Yeah. Vladimir getting the kill as well, as you mentioned. Having that gold infusion will really accelerate his build. But now in the 5-minute mark, Yu on this Corki already has the package. EDG is focusing down this dragon, and if there's any indication we saw in the previous game, KBG would be willing to give this up because there is that package threat coming in from the Corki.
Yeah, this is interesting. EDG changing, putting things up, getting the dragon immediately. KBG not getting a good setup for a double objective since he do have the Shen. Intercept as well is gonna be there, but no seal whatsoever. Gonna be secured there by Xiao Jiang. He did commit on the World Ender though, just trying to stall out the taking there of the RH and not be successful, but good attempt.
Yeah. EDG, knowing that they have a bit of that strength in the early game, right? Stalling out both objectives, especially in the Herald, as you mentioned, World Ender being used by Xiao Zhang. But now, since both objectives are out of the way, Herald was secured by KBG. We'll now be waiting on where KBG would want to put down that Herald. Most of the time, we do see it being brought down on mid lane to be able to give more openings on the map. it will enable KBG to be able to put down wards into the river, as well as the entrances of the jungle of EDG if they take down the mid lane turret. But they also have options on the side lanes. They could put it down on the bot side of the map, because we saw earlier they had a bit of an advantage. They were able to chip down the turret there as well.
Yeah, and it's very different compared to game number 1 as well, right? Because EDG was able to unlock mid lane and top lane because they did secure the RH, although it was a little bit later compared to the time that Patan secured Dragon. Them exchanging is them investing on the late game scaling, which is good. However, KBG can now set up for a tower takedown, possibly in the bottom lane, especially because they have taken 2 turret plates already there. But if they really want to secure this mid lane tier 1, they have to invest more effort and resources there as well. They cannot force fights though, because EDG is not going to hold back, so it's going to be a little complicated. Looks like the former is going to be executed instead.
Yeah, good call. They will be taking the bot lane turret, just an immediate gold infusion for them. Due to 750 gold, actually went to Shauma because he was the one closest to the turret there. So a lot of gold infusion as well on the Ezreal. Since this game has been fairly even, this Ezreal's just been able to farm. I do expect when they hit the 10 to 11 minute mark, they'll be able to get both the Muramana and the Triforce, which are such a huge damage spike for the Ezreal. At around that time, if KBG does decide to go for a fight against EDG, this Ezreal is going to deal a lot of damage, especially if he's able to hit the back line of EDG.
Yeah, big responsibility for Shama later on to be able to deal the damage towards EDG, because Andaran surely is going to have a bit of a hard time just because of the amount of crowd control that EDG possesses, plus the Buster Shot from the Tristana is going to be problematic. He has to time his burst really well, and his flash as well is going to be so important, because that's the only time that he's going to be able to get the instantaneous burst from the Tides of Blood. And when he uses the Blood Pool, surely it's going to be just for the disengage and space as well to be provided. Yuyu though will not have any space to disengage. Does have the charge, will be able to escape. You as well, getting protected by the Thon because of that stand united, and Langi gonna be taken down already. Raptor alone is immediately deleted. You are able to stall for so long, survive for so long. Xiaojiang won't be able to get anything. Keep escaping, get everything.
Yeah, KBG with a great engage right there, having a triple knock-up. Xiaojiang in a bit of danger as well.
The dive gonna be commenced. Xiaojiang flashing away, but it's not gonna be effective. KBG gets everyone. 4 kills.
Oh, yeah, a trade. Yeah, trade actually. The tower dealing a bit too much damage onto Vladimir in the end. It's a 4-4-1 in favor of KBG. And they're also having free time right now. The top side turret, KG will be able to secure this as well. If early on it felt like EDG was able to stabilize the game with their double marksman composition, and they're able to do these early game aggressive plays, but it's actually KBG. Look at the replay right here, turning things around. Yuyu with a great positioning on the Call of the Forge, got able to get 3 members of EDG at that point in time. It was over for EDG. KBG just cleaning up the scraps at this point, and I felt like Xiaojiang should have walked away. He was thinking of defending the turret, but in the end he gave up his life to defend the turret. It still went down, but he's got Anran 9 in exchange.
It was a masterclass of a trap setup by Yuyu. He basically baited the members of EDG to commit, baited the jump, and by the time that Alone jumped in front of him, it was already too late. The stand-in item was already used, and the Thon immediately flashed in as well to secure the Thon and the crowd control towards the Tristana, and that basically provided them the win, the team fight. This time around, they're going to be trying to secure the second dragon. I don't think EDG is going to be capable enough to fight this through. The package as well has been wasted. This gaming is gonna retain that way against EDG. He will play gonna be used, and Anran actually not getting the red buff, but will try to get the other members of EDG. Already Alone is taken out. A punishment again for this overextension.
Yeah, what a punish from KBG, spotting out the Tristana in the red buff, and they were able to take her down as she tried to escape from the jungle of KBG. I also like how Anran 9 did not secure the red buff right there. Alone trying to burst it down, but it's still 82 HP on that red buff, and that's KBG.
So bad.
Getting the kill. Yeah, it's such a... honestly, a bad, not a great play coming in from EDG there, but you could see a bit of that desperation coming in from the players, trying to get a bit more territory, trying to get just a bit more resources from the side of the map of KBG.
Something that I am kind of observing on the side of EDG right now, it's as if we're seeing a bit of a change or a swap with the playstyle here of EDG and FPX, especially to compare the performance of FPX yesterday. They were the ones who were calm, collected, and also just very strategic and meticulous in every strategy that they have laid out. Execution as well has been top-notch, and they did not give any sort of throws within the whole series. Right now, we're seeing a lot of mistakes on the side of EDG, and every single mistake has been capitalized and punished by KBG, and that is not a good sign here for EDG.
Exactly. It's only game 2 for now for EDG. They still have a lot of time to clean things up. But for now, we are nearing that 12-minute mark. Baron is up. That is another bit objective on the map. And if EDG is able to challenge this away from KBG, if they were able to get this objective, they can just turn things around.
Yu getting the charge. 0711 taking a lot of damage actually, especially coming in from Xiaoma. That's again the power of the Ezreal. This is why KBG keeps on getting the Ezreal in the first rotation fix, because Xiaoma is just able to fully utilize this pick right now. Mid lane trying to be taken down here by EDG, but so far being prevented. The call of the four shot can be thrown out here towards 0711. The pawn as well, trying to close the distance. Will be prevented. World Ender has been used actually here by Xiao Zhang. And that's not going to be a good time here for EDG for the next fight.
Yeah. Xiao Zhang using that World Ender a bit defensively, because for KBG, they wanted to take down the jungler. They wanted to take 0711 down, but there's a big fight here in mid lane.
Yep, Andran taking the damage. Half HP already, has to fall back. EDG as well going to be calling it off.
Yeah, the big respect from both of these teams not going through with that fight. That could have gone worse. That could have been a big fight for the Baron, but both teams just going away, peeling away from that fight, but the Taunt going in again!
Yeah, with the flash as well! Alone immediately will back out. Onto the Xiao is going to be trying to isolate the Taunt and will be taken out as well. And then goes in with Titan's Love and the Blood Pool as well, taking the support down. Xiao Zhang as well, very low. The flash in! With the Photo as well, unable to get any kills. KG going to be split pushing in the top lane. EDG as well going to be backing away, allowing KBG to take this third down in the mid lane because of the potential of that damage.
Yeah, potential of the damage right now coming in from KBG, and it's just a great fight for KBG. They didn't really get... Sorry, going back, it was the Taunt going in for the Taunt, and he did die. It gave a kill over for EDG, but the rest of that fight went well for KBG. Look at the replay right here. It was the Taunt going for a Taunt flash, catching out, believe alone here, and KBG was too far away to be able to get a proper answer, a proper entry into this fight. But Amran 9 taking things into his own hands, dealing massive amounts of damage on the members of EDG, forcing them away. And KBG actually did not go through with the recall. He went to the left side of the map, went to the top lane, and took down a turret. In the end, it was KBG losing out a member, but the consequences of that fight went into their favor by taking down 2 structures away from EDG.
Exactly. They didn't get the kill advantage, but they got the macro advantage. Gold-wise as well is being reflected right now. 3.8 thousand as you use for the charge. KBG having a good setup right now here for the bottom side fight, or the Ice Dragon. The last dragon right now, he's on the elemental side. Elder Dragon is going to be spawning up later on after 3.5 minutes. And EDG is going to be in a bad spot this time around. They're trying to take this turret down into the mid lane, but so far they have been unsuccessful. Langui going in, very risky. It's going to be taking lots of damage and has to go back for now.
And that could just give the dragon away to KBG now, because Langui, the main engage coming from EDG, is low. He's now regenning from Warbucks, I believe, and this dragon's about to fall in favor of KBG.
2,000 left. One of the Force God gonna be used. Andran gonna get picked off here. Crowd control, the CC chain is gonna be there, forcing out the Ties of Blood. Tower's gonna be taken down, though. Focus here, but in exchange for 0711, the flank coming through from KG as well. The Taunt does have Taunt. Will try to go in, gets the CC chain here onto the members of EDG. 2 people taken out already. KBG now going towards the top side river after taking the dragon. Double objectives right now is going to be attempted by Keepers Gaming.
Yeah, it's going to be the Baron here being taken by KBG. There's only 3 members on the map for EDG. They can't contest this, they don't have their jungler. So it's going to be a free Baron here in favor of KBG. And I was actually wondering, EDG, why they were in the mid lane and they wanted to trade a mid lane turret for a dragon. That could have been a good call for them, but KBG knew full well that was the plan, and they're now punished EDG, taking even the turret now at this point. Giyang, KBG is just having a huge advantage now here in game 2.
Insane advantage. Inhibitor tower taken down in the top lane. Outer turret taken in the mid lane as well. Slowly but surely, they are knocking onto the base here of EDG, and they have to answer back. They have to answer the call of KBG, or else everything is just going to be swept away here by the #1 team right now. The former champions trying to take down the God Slayers themselves, proving that they are the better gods right now. So far, EDG is trying to defend, able to successfully protect this inhibitor tower into the mid lane, but the bottom lane tower is going to be taken down by KG. Slowly but surely, they are getting the work done.
Yeah, KBG slowly and methodically taking down the structures of EDG. EDG's base is exposed. Top lane is down and they're going in.
Yeah, Yu's gonna be taken out. Actually, still able to balcony away, but the rest of KBG actually overextended a little bit. This gives an opportunity right now for EDG to actually strike. KG is able to survive, but the Hecarim will not. And Shama going in with the Arcanship, actually quite risky. The Barrage gonna be used as well as the flash. And they're just gonna be focusing onto the inhibitor tower here into the bottom lane. Focus into the Nexus as well. KBG wanting to end the game number 2. The waves are crashing, the cannons are attacking. Charjan trying to defend. Langi going in, unable to get the hook done. And the base is just gonna be taken out here by Keepus Gaming. 2-0 right now in the series. And EDG so far away from coming back just yet.
Yeah, KBG just having these clean, methodical decisions. They're just really the better team right now so far. In the past 2 games, KBG showing up here why they are the defending champions of the WRLA Season 2, and EDG is left thinking, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna change things up for game 3? Because so far we are looking for a change, not only in the draft, but also the gameplay for EDG. They've done the gameplay part. They've tried to be a bit more aggressive, tried to be a bit more proactive in the early game, but KBG turned things around for them. So what's gonna be the game plan here for EDG? How are they gonna change things up to be able to get this series back into their favor?
It's so complicated because drafting wise, yes, we are seeing so much investment by EDG under the Tristana and the Corki, but so far it's not really working for them. I think they have to switch things up. 0711 has been really trying hard. We saw Xiao Jiang as well trying his very best to be able to provide the peel for the rest of the team, but you don't see any damage. Look at the ADCs here on the side of EDG.
Yeah,
20,000, 11,000. Combine them both is very similar towards the total damage that Xiaoma has did. And we're not talking about Anaran just yet, because his damage, even if it's just 21,000, the impact was massive as well.
Yeah, the damage spread for KBG is very similar to game 1 as well. To be fair, the Ezreal does have a lot of poke damage, the Mystic Shot, so the 30,000 might not be only on fights, but it actually shows more on what is the damage output for the members of EDG, especially alone on that Tristana. He can't walk up to the members of KBG and just freely free hit. He doesn't have that luxury because of the composition that KBG has. He's always under threat, and there's so many other champions trying to dive him. He can't really just dish out that damage as a marksman could. So I really think EDG needs to change things up. Go back to a mage or assassin in the mid lane, maybe even a Jace, just to test things out, because so far the Corki and the Tristana is not working.
It is not working at all. They have to go back into their usual strategies. Maybe go with Jace, maybe go with an Ezreal, try to take it away from Xiaoma because he's just so good on it as well, and it is deserving of a respect right now. But let's see what's going to be the actual adjustment here by EDG. The series is not done just yet. KBG is going with a 2-0 start here. We're just going a short break and we'll be back for game number 3.
Feel the thorns embrace. Death is in bloom. None will escape my grasp.
This will be quite the deadly spectacle. My home is in the cosmos, amongst my stars.
Everybody, and 2 wins away from qualifying for the finals. Keepus Gaming is doing what it takes to beat down EDG right now, but still halfway through there. EDG can still bounce back, and we can never discount EDG because they have been in this situation before during the regular season, during their other games as well. We're still Shoutcasters, Young and Crazy Apple. We are very excited for the series because this is the time we are going to be seeing the adjustment of EDG and if it is going to be successful.
Yeah, we'll see what their adjustment is going to be here, Young, and if it's going to be successful, as you mentioned, because so far EDG has used both the Corki and the Tristana in both of their games and hasn't been successful for them. They are now down 2-0 in this series, and we are looking for a very different style of gameplay for them coming to this game 3. Maybe changing up the Corki or the Tristana or both. Honestly, I think it's not working out for them because for KBG side, they have just drafted this composition that just has so much threat on both of these champions, and they're not allowed to deal the damage that you would be expecting from both of these champions in this series. And going to the draft, it's still gonna be blue side here for EDG. 3rd game in a row for them.
Yeah, 3 games in a row. They have to change something though. Particularly in the champions, maybe through the bans a while ago. Game number 2, they banned out the Kassadin. Vladimir this time around has been utilized perfectly by Andra9, deserving even of an MVP that was awarded after that game number 2. This time KBG not fixing what is not broken. Still banning out the Evelyn, the Akali, and possibly the Camille as well. Same bans looks like it's going to be coming through for EDG as well. I wonder if they are still going to be committing towards the first the Corki and the
Please no.
Please no.
No.
And
no.
They said yes.
Okay. So far, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the Corki pick because we haven't really seen it pan out well. The thing with the Corki is that you have a lot of magic damage for a marksman, and then you also have the package, right, to be used on these big objective fights. And KBG has just shown their discipline, their knowledge of the game, that they won't force any fights when there's a package up. This could be a difference. Okay, one thing different now on the side of EDG, it's gonna be a Sivir being picked up as the secondary AD carry.
A little bit weird though that they did pick this champion up already, like immediately. But I do understand the sentiment though, because a while ago they did pick up the Tristana on their 3rd slot. If they leave the ADC in their 4th and 5th slot, I think KBG will have an inkling to ban the Severe or the Sona as well. Right now, at least they do get the Severe, which can be very helpful for team fights, especially because of the Ricochet and the spell speed as well. KBG though still going with what has been working for them. Kha'Zix, Ornn, this is massive damage. And again, last pick for Anran.
Yeah, and they also picked the Kha'Zix in answer towards the Sivir, because Sivir is very much vulnerable to these assassins. She doesn't really have any dash abilities. She only has a spell shield. So if the Kha'Zix can get on top of her, she could potentially get immediately deleted. On the side of EDG, now they've finished up their composition without a Fiora and a Nautilus. Very similar look that they had in game 1, only the Sivir being the very different champion here instead of Tristana. I like the Sivir. I like the Sivir. Yeah. That was a hover on the Katarina, but it did go on the side of it. Going back, I do like the pick on the Sivir Sivir. It provides a lot of buffs right now for both the Hecarim and the Fiora. The morale as well as the movement speed boost would very well help both of these champions.
Dude, the drafting of Keep Best Gaming is just so good.
It's mid lane Gwen.
Yeah, and this is the very champion that Andra 9 used to dominate even against Thundertalk.
Yeah.
This is why Andran remains to be the best mid laner in the world. It's because of this, and we do understand why Keepus Gaming retains him as the last pick all the time as well. Because they know, they believe, and it is true as well, that he is going to deliver and carry when he is the last pick.
Yeah, and he is the ultimate carry of the team. Right now, Gwen, I like how it's the champion being last pick into the composition of EDG because she has the needles. Her ultimate can just cut through all of the members of EDG. Just imagining the fights that we'll be having later on, especially in these Dragon and Baron fights. This Gwen can just shred through the backline, even to the front line. She has so much threat that when she hits some of her needles on the Sivir and the Corki, it's gonna allow this Kha'Zix to go with easier assassinations, easier resets, and this could just very well be a very dangerous game for EDG. But at the same time, for EDG, this is so crucial for them because if they don't win this game, KBG will be at match point.
This is so scary. I mean, looking at the draft alone dictates that KBG wins it. EDG still going with a similar composition that they did in game number 2. The only difference is that they have invested on the Fiora and the Severe. The rest are the same as well. I do hope that we do see better movements on the side of EDG, or else we're just gonna be seeing a one-sided beatdown the entire series. And that's the plan here of Keepus Gaming. We're seeing an invade though, but Andran, I think, is still gonna be able to pick this the big chicken.
Yeah, he did get ignited, but now Alone is all alone here in the bot side of the map. KBG going to the red side jungle right now of EDG. I think for EDG, they're thinking of trying to starve out the taunt. Look at where... Actually, oh no, the Sivir.
Yeah, spell shield a little bit late, and the kill will be there. First blood by Shama.
Yeah, first blood by Shama, and that was the danger for Alone because he's so vulnerable in that bot side of the map. KBG had 3 members there. Langui was just about to go to the bot side. I was about to mention that Langui might be able to save the Sivir there, but KBG just had that timing to take down the Sivir, and again, Shaoma is our player being featured here. If previously he had 36% damage output from his team, now he's still dealing tons of damage on that Ezreal from game 2. Going to this replay right here, Alone left here in the bot side. He can't do anything as a Sivir could only flash away, but for not, Shaoma still able to pick up the first blood in the bot side.
Yeah, it was an overextension basically by Alone. He shouldn't have been there in the first place, fully knowing that he doesn't have any backup. He should have just given the wave up. Yes, you are gonna be down in XP, but either way, it is gonna be the same. Actually, much worse has happened for Alone because he died as well. He gave gold towards Shama and he wasn't even able to clear out the wave as well.
Then, this early game for EDG, it should have gone to their favor. Like, the plan was in their heads. We're gonna be invading the red side jungle, try to starve out the Han, put a lot of pressure on the enemy jungle so that we have more control over the mid lane. They started that off with putting Langui in the mid lane, but instead, KBG had the perfect answer. They just bided their time, waited for the Sivir to be alone and chuck her down and taking her down. And now early game, going to the favor of KBG. Almost 1k gold. The bot side, another fight brewing here.
Yeah, 07-11's in the area. I think KBG is just going to be calling it off. Charge, Breath is going to be there alone, taking a lot of damage actually. I don't think EDG has the resources or any opportunity to fight in the bottom lane.
EDG just trying to force things out, trying to see what would stick there in the bot side, but they didn't have enough damage to be able to take down 2 members yet. As we reach here in the early parts of the game, but Langui still going in.
Yeah, good denial actually by Yuyu, but still the onslaught of Shadow should allow them to finally pick up the kill. Good gold funneling as well. It's Alone that was injected with gold.
Yeah, Alone getting that gold, putting him a bit ahead now in terms of the gold in the bot side against Shaoma is a good sign at least for EDG, evening things out there in the bot lane. But now I'm looking at how things will be panning out later on in the 5-minute mark. We did see that fight on the bot side, but in the 5-minute mark with the Herald and the Dragon being up, we might see a big fight. But top lane though, good trades happening right now between Xiao Zhang and KG. But going back, just trying to predict as well where they're gonna go. Are they gonna go for Herald or Dragon? And honestly, with the Ocean Drake being about to be the first Drake on the map, I feel like EDG should have a bit more priority on Dragon.
Yeah, but we have seen them try out both and has been unsuccessful in winning games despite the change that they did. And now the Thon going in towards the champ. Of course, is gonna be going through, denying some of the damage thrown out by the Kazakhs. Gonna be fine with Honeyfruit as well, just maintaining his stance there in the top lane.
Oh, Langui
though, taking a visit, taking a peek, taking a check here. The Thon will not flinch at all, still continues on the recall.
Yeah, just defending Xiao Zhang there. If ever the mid laner from KBG would go to the top side or anybody else would be rotating, he was only there to provide that safety net for the Fiora so that Fiora would also have a good recall back to the pace. And now as things stand, we see the first couple of rotations from our laners. Yu and Anran now are fighting it off in the bot side of the map, while Anguian alone are now here in the mid lane. Sivir has a really good advantage here in the mid lane. She has a lot of wave clear. She will be able to shove the lane more effectively against an Ezreal and an Or. We already saw Xiaoma even forced to using his ult right there. But Yu picking up the package, running the bot side, but actually Yu getting caught out.
Yeah, the isolation is gonna be there. The CC chain not able to get the kill. Finally, like this toxic through, and Elon just gonna be jumping away and run. Still able to deal the damage necessary here for KBG to take control of this fight. Now Jang getting into the backline. The Ganshan is gonna be here, and Ezreal will be picked off. EDG finally wins a fight and is going towards the Dragon.
And that's what we're expecting from EDG, the aggression from them taking these 50-50 fights, not really knowing where KBG is, but they still went with it. It went in their favor in that, taking 2 kills, taking the Dragon as well, and they're also challenging the Herald.
Yeah, committing. The Thon is gonna be taken down. The steal is gonna be there. Keeper's game is still fighting back though. Kazakhs taking out already. EDG showing their strengths now.
Yeah, big turnaround here from EDG compared to what we've seen in Games 1 and Game 2. A more proactive, a more aggressive EDG. That's what we've been looking for from them. I felt like in Game 1 and Game 2 we were playing into the hands of KBG. Now they're trying to be a more assertive, more proactive, more chaotic compared to what KBG are expecting. They've been catching out KBG because of it, as you see in that replay right there. Just slivers of help from EDG getting away, and Xiao Zhang just casually getting into 3 members and still able to win a fight out of that. Just EDG right now popping off here in Game 3.
Yeah, it's because the Gwen is not yet fully online just yet. But right now, EDG continues to step on the gas pedal. They are going to be taking this tower into the mid lane successfully because of the Rift Herald. The first time ever we're seeing EDG ahead in gold above 1,000.
Yeah, they got first turret, they got first Drake, they got first Herald. All of the stats that we saw earlier in the team head-to-head that matters between the two teams. And they are now at almost 3,000 gold. Just hit 3,000 gold actually in terms of an advantage. A pretty good start right now from EDG. Now Howard, they're gonna be able to close the game. It's gonna take a lot of fight between them. They're gonna need to be able to control the lanes, put down wards into the jungle of KBG because they can't slow down. There's still the Gwen, there's still the Ezreal. These 2 champions scale. Kha'Zix as well, if he gets his items, can just delete the backline of EDG. There's still a lot of threat on KBG if they're able to prolong this game. So right now, the burden of accelerating the pace of the game is going to be on EDG. They need to set up traps in the enemy jungle, try to pick them off. Or later on, if KBG doesn't give that opening, set up a trap in the second Drake of the game.
Oh, the big trap. This time by the Kazakhs. Andra9 is looking for the finish. The needles are going to be thrown out. Last one will secure the kill, but Rage is going to be there. Especially because of 0-7-11. The 1-for-1. EDG looking for 4 though. Langui unable to fish anyone there. Between the Thon and Yu. They are looking. They are lingering in the area. Dry brush. Ward is spotted out. KBG is disengaged.
Yeah, KBG committed 2 big ultimates in that pick in the bot side. The Call of the Forge God as well as the needles coming from the Gwen. They did get the kill in the end, but the Gwen just getting a bit caught out by 0711. The fear just pushing her a bit towards the turret range, giving one more turret hit, and just giving another kill now to the side of EDG. 1-for-1 in the end. KBG knowing the position they're in, trying to see if EDG would just overextend here in the bot side. But I think EDG knows that they're in the bush right now in the bot side.
They have an inkling. Are looking.
Oh, they're coming out!
0711 is here, but
Alone
is going to be immediately deleted in an instant. Kazik as well going to be traded out. Shama still able to dish out the damage necessary. The zone detected him away. A 1-for-1, but Keep Us Gaming having a better gold funneling actually here in this fight. Charge going to be coming through.
Oh!
Poke still committed there by Shama. Andra 9 looking for an opportunity, will not find it though.
A good momentum stopper right there for the side of KBG. But still, bot side still hasn't ended yet. Cold before shot being used.
Double knock up. Andran now getting the damage done. The snip is too much. It's Xiaoma getting the kill. Again, the gold fun is just better here for Keep Us Gaming.
And we were praising EDG of their early game. They were doing so well. But KBG, I feel like they're also now playing into the tendencies of EDG. They know that EDG would like to go for these 50-50s where they just try and get an advantage. And KBG is like, we're gonna wait for you here, and if you show up, we delete you. And with that strategy that KBG just whipped up right there, they're able to get advantages, able to get the bot side turret, able to get more kills than EDG. The turret is still, in terms of gold, it's still going to be in favor here of EDG. But for KBG, they just need more time. And if EDG can't push the momentum against KBG has a lot of ways to get back into this game.
Yeah, EDG is trying as well. They're setting up for this bottom side objective. Ice Dragon right now is available, and we don't see the pawn just checking the area just yet. Farad is going to be giving them some information though. They're turning onto Yu, getting damage done. Storm is going to be in the area. The snip is going to be problematic here. Andran threatening so much. Call of the War Shot going to be used as well. Double knockup is going to be made there by Keep Us Gaming, and now they get the dragon for absolutely free.
Yeah. KBG having the superior poke as well as positioning in that fight. Able to secure the dragon for free against EDG. Earlier on, that gold lead was around 3k, even ballooning to about 3.5, and now it's down to just 2k here in favor of EDG. KBG clawing themselves slowly back into this game. Anran 9 on the Gwen, still scaling. Xiaoma on this Ezreal. Must be fully online at this point, probably already. Yeah, just confirming getting both Muraman and Triforce. Anran deals so much damage right now on the 0711 Hecarim. That's a tank, and the snip from the Gwen is just cutting him down.
Yeah, it's not even the fully stacked snip. It's just 2 auto attacks and then the cast of that first
just
skill.
A couple.
Yeah, it is already a quarter of the HP of 0711 KG just just basically giving a T-pose against establishing authority.
Yeah, establishing authority, establishing dominance on the bot side. No mana as well on the Fiora, so the Xiaozhang needs to get back to base. We're about to hit the 12-minute mark. Baron's going to be up on the map with only 1k gold lead right now in the hands of EDG. It's almost nothing at this point in the game. KBG can just have a bit more items in some of their carries, and they're good to go in terms of damage compared to EDG. But with the Baron up right now, this is going to be the Baron dance that we usually see in the mid lane between these two teams. They're just going to try and dance around, get as much vision, get as much control over the mid lane. So whoever has control over the river vision will be able to bait the other team towards them, because just the uncertainty of not starting the Baron is more than enough for some of these teams to get caught out in traps.
Yeah, and we have to just commend Andran 9 right now, especially in his exponential improvement. Last season, KBG was on the brink of destruction, being destroyed by Thundertalk, especially by Z, and Gwen was one of the champions that actually just made a mark on his side as well. And afterwards, the next season, in this season, we see Andran 9 having so much success on this champion and is using it right now against EDG, proving to be very useful as well. Langby immediately disengages. Andran 9 throwing the last needles out as well, cutting down 2/3 of the HP of Langby. Does have the Warmugs and should be fine in a short while. Has to dodge the missing shots here on Xiaoma.
Yeah, but as you mentioned, he has the Warmugs, right? He's almost full health at the moment. They're looking for Andran 9. Andran 9 on the bush.
Yeah, also the dash is going to be there. At least a charge by 0711. No ult just yet expended here by EDG. Xiao Jiang to back away and does able to lunge out of this harm's way. Mid lane still intact for EDG. Jam is trying to intercept though, trying to get the damage done. Charge only connecting onto the support, but Andra 9 already looking for a kill. And again, just the Fiora. Xiao Jiang gonna be in the back. Stammer now tries to go within the boat, still gonna be taken down here. KG looking for a flank, looking for the front line. Langli already chipped down low and has to give this tower away.
Yeah, KBG just flexing their muscles there in the mid lane. Able to get Xiao Zhang, who overextended himself in this fight. And now Baron's being started here. Giyang KBG wants to get this Baron while EDG is looking at the objective. I don't think they have any way to get this.
Yeah, you have to give it for free, for absolutely free. Early game was already established by EDG, but look at the outcome. Still massively dominated by Keepers Gaming.
And what a magnificent display right now we're seeing from KBG. Even behind, they're able to claw themselves back into this game. As we see in this replay right here, EDG trying to go for another of their 50-50 plays. They had a good engage at the start, but it was KBG who bites back here in this fight, able to chip down the health bars of EDG. And now we're seeing another possible fight here in the game, but doesn't seem like two teams are committing to it just yet. Baron is secured here by KBG, meaning that they have siege on these towers. They're now starting out the siege in the mid lane and the top side of the map.
Yeah, on as well in the area, so Jiang has to be very, very careful. You cannot step forward on that brush. You again gonna be the first target here by EDG, but you have to be very careful. The toad's gonna be coming in here from the Ton, as well as the pokes from Sham. Again, just the minor things extrapolated here by Keepers Gaming and really was felt here by EDG.
Yeah.
Now they're getting this last dragon for absolutely free again.
To add to your point, a small play that Yuya did there, the bellows breath timing. Oh no, Alone might be falling here. He's ignited.
Horn ult gonna be called out, unable to land though on Alone. Xiao Jiang as well, just getting bullied massively by Andra 9. I actually thought that he is the only one that can actually deal the damage here onto the Gwen, but unfortunately it's not true any case. In any realm here in this series, EDG is still struggling, KBG is still knocking, taking down 2 turrets already. The charge is going to be there onto the shadow as well. KG just tanking damage here onto the members here of EDG. Still the Arc continuing. Depth charge is going to be used onto KG as well. Everyone's going to be following up. Hope is going to be there and kill as well. Just one kill. Still the base is wide open.
The base is vulnerable. It's only the Nexus left standing here for the side of EDG. KBG taking down all the inhibitor turrets. In exchange, they did give away KG towards EDG, but KBG would take that trade any time of the day. The Nexus is now open. KBG is looking poised to take this series to a match point, while right now EDG is looking for any stragglers, maybe to get a pick here. But it looks like KBG is the one who wants this fight.
Yeah, they're looking to be very desperate, and KBG is loving every moment, every mistake that they are capitalizing as they punish Langui getting caught and KBG getting 3 kills.
Oh my god, KBG! KBG is so strong. This is a very different KBG to what we have seen in most of Season 2, and now they're showing their full potential here in this series.
Dude, the games keep getting shorter and shorter. 19 and a half, 17 and a half, and exactly 17 minutes and 14 seconds. KBG now reaches match and series point.
Woo! KBG just one win away from securing their spot in the WRLA Season 2 Finals. And what a game that they won right there. That just felt so great for the side of KBG. They were on an early game deficit. EDG was able to play their game in the early game. They were able to take advantages, and KBG just answered back in the mid game. I really think that fight to the bot side was what turned things around, because for EDG, what would have happened for them was that they wanted to push turrets, they wanted to set up mid lane and top side to be able to put pressure there so that they could have more Baron pressure later on. But instead, they got attracted to get more kills in the bot side of the map, and KBG just baited them in and stopped a lot of their momentum. That was crucial. That was a couple crucial minutes for EDG to be able to really take advantage of their lead, and KBG just took that away from them.
Yeah, and we mentioned as well, from the start of the game, Just looking at the drafting of Keepers Gaming, it's as if they won the game already, and they did as well flawlessly. Yes, the game started a little bit off with EDG getting the dragon and getting a Rift Herald steal, thanks to Xiao Zhang getting it away from the Dawn after picking him up, but still, same conclusion, same ending. Now match point in the series, KBG is looking so strong.
EDG, it's such a tough look for EDG right now. We've seen this team grow here in season 2. We have a lot of expectations from them. We coming into this series, we were thinking that if not an EDG win, this could have been a very close series between the two teams of what EDG has shown in the regular season. But KBG also has been growing from the regular season up to the playoffs. We also saw the growth in the previous series that they played against Thundertalk, and now it's really coming to fruition here. I really need to see a big change from EDG here in game number 4 to stop the bleeding, to be able to have a possibility for a reverse sweep. But so far, it has just really been KBG answering all of the stuff coming out from EDG.
And there's only one thing needed here for EDG. One thing to be said. If they want to win in this series, they have to win 4 consecutive matches. 4 consecutive games. That seems very improbable right now given the state of the game, especially with Andra 9 leading the charge and the rest of the team as well being able to do what they need to do. Let's see what's going to be the conclusion later on here in this series. Still 1 game, 1 win away for Keepers Gaming. We'll just go in a short break and we'll be back for game number 4.
This will be quite the deadly spectacle. My home is in the cosmos, amongst my stars.
too hard like a nigga got 4 irons to the death to the. Got to talk money talking, I'm always in the loop. Got my y'all little fuck. I'ma walk around the whip across the weather. Know it, how you do it better. Wow. Sun and rain, sleet, snow, any weather. Just know if you can do it, I can probably do it better.
I will not be restrained. My potential is limitless. Feel the thorns embrace. Death is in bloom. escape my grasp.
This will be quite the deadly spectacle. My home is in the cosmos, amongst my stars. Stars are not born, they are made by me.
Potentially the last game of the series, as Keepers Gaming has established such a great momentum right now and they are match point in the series. Will EDG be able to stop them? It's about to be answered this time here in this game as they retain still on blue side.
Yeah, they still get blue side. I hope that it's not a Corki first pick again from EDG because it hasn't been working out for them.
Please no.
Please don't. Please no. Just no EDG. But we're still gonna look forwards to what they're gonna pick here. A different ban on the side for EDG, at least taking out the Ezreal from the picture. So we're expecting another. Could be a Kassadin ban at the third ban here for EDG. No, they actually left the Kassadin open right now for KBG.
Yeah, looks like they're gonna be very comfortable with it. Let's see if still gonna be the Camille. Looks like it is. And our initial question, Corki. Oh,
okay. Good sign, hover.
Okay, Renekton.
Alright, step one, don't pick the Corki. Check for EDG in this game 4 if they still are able to get to turn things around and get a chance to win or at least make this series extend to a game 5 because so far KBG needs to just win one more. On the other hand, I like the answer from KBG. Having the Ornn and the Aatrox just gives them a solid foundation for a front line for their side.
Yeah, Corki as well still gonna be picked up here. I guess they just changed up the initial picks. No hesitation whatsoever. Andran this time is not gonna be last pick. They do commit on the Kassadin immediately.
I have this. I need to know what is this fascination with Corki right now for the side of EDG. Yo just seems like he's so fixated on picking this champion. The coaching staff, the drafting right now for the side of EDG is just so fixated right now on picking up this champion. But still, a bit of the difference as you're talking about in the first pick, they did pick out the Renekton, giving it a bit more of an early game frontline on their end. On the other side, we do see the Sivir being picked out by KBG.
Interesting ban as well. The Bane gonna be taken away. It kind of goes back to the match of EDG before against Keepers Gaming, I believe, as well. The EDG is one of the teams that does love picking the Bane for their EDC side, and it's not gonna be coming through this time around. The Shen, though, back to back. Shen picked up here by the Ton. Similar to game number 2, he is gonna be protecting the Kassadin this time.
Both the Kassadin and the Sivir are his targets for protection here, but most probably we're gonna be seeing this Shen and the Ornn just manning the front lines alongside the Sivir. So then whenever Sivir pops her ultimate, it's gonna give both of these champions an easier way into the fight. But before all that, we have just ended the draft here for game 4 of our best of 7 series. The current scoreline is 3-0 in favor of KBG. They just need to win one more game. They just need to win this game to secure their spot in the finals, while on the other hand, EDG needs to win this game to at least extend this series to another game, still have their hopes to qualify after the series.
Is this gonna be the fastest game or fastest series ever in DCN Conference? The fastest we have seen so far is a 4-1 series. We haven't seen a 4-0 win just yet. If KBG dominates EDG here, and they do have the composition as well to be able to do exactly that, and we're gonna be seeing, or we're gonna be having, an estimated 2-hour broadcast.
That would be the fastest. In terms of the playoffs right now, both in APAC and CN Conference, this is gonna be the fastest series we've had so far if this does go to a 4-0 finish. But before we get to that point, we're just starting off here with game 4 of our best of 7 series, and now we're focusing our eyes on the bot side of the map, where Alone is going to be manning that Zeri here at the bot side. So the Corki will be matching up in the mid lane with the Kassadin, which is kind of curious because we do kind of expect the Zeri to be the one to match up in the mid lane because she does have that physical damage compared to the majority of magic damage coming out of a Corki.
Yeah, the Zeri can be very useful later on the scaling perspective as well of EDG. However, the threats still remain. The Shen, the Aatrox, the Kassadin is going to be very difficult to avoid on the side of Keepers Gaming. Plus, they do still have the Ornn, in which you has been top-notch in all 3 games that he has consistently used the champion. And immediately is just going to be flashing out. Alone is able to retaliate, return some of the damage, but not really a better end for them.
Yeah, both the flash was used by the Alistar, Ignite was used on the other hand for the side of KBG, but that does give an advantage right now for the Sivir and the Ornn in the bot side of the map. Even though they're now getting shoved in that lane, they can still stay in that lane for a bit longer than the bot side, maybe having a bit more of a better item spike as they go for their first map. So going to the other side of the map right now, we do see the Ton just full clearing his jungle. Will be hitting that level 5 after he secures a Scuttle Crab. So that would be also a crucial ability we're looking towards on that Shen. Having that Stand Unite will allow him to react across the map.
And this time it's going to be a little bit more difficult for Shajan to match against KG, just because of the Aatrox having a bit more sustain in general. In the laning phase as well, it's so hard to get into his face as well. Even if you're using Renekton, which is very, very popular in this Confidence. KG just plays it out so smoothly every single time in the top lane. We haven't seen him die in the laning phase at all.
No.
Aspen, though, is going to be capped here. The charge is going to be there on top of Chad as well. 0-7-11, still leaving him be for the meantime, and will secure the first blood.
A great play right there from EDG, punishing Unrun9 as he overstays in the mid lane. Actually, that happened because EDG was able to shove the lane, react to the Scuttle Crab, and then they were able to secure the Scuttle Crab for them. But before that, there's going to be a big fight in the bot side.
Yeah, the Stun as well going to be here as well. Langui getting taunted out and will be taken out. Second tower shot, unable to hit the taunt though. It hit Xiaoma instead.
Oh no, alone.
Right now, they are going to be committing
Good
for
flash.
the charge once more. The tower shot is
Wonderful.
going to be successful. Double kill for Xiaoma.
Ornn mechanics from Yu being shown right there. Flashing, catching the Call of the Forge, catching the Ram earlier to surprise your enemy on getting that knock up and following it up with another knock up as he tackles the tower. Great job right there for the side of KBG. Getting 2 kills on the bot side. We see the replay right here. The fight started here, but Xiaoma and Yu just engaging on the fight, and the taunt flash being used to secure the kill on Langui. After this, Yu hits level 5 on that minion, uses the ultimate, just flashes the Ram. That's just pure great Ornn mechanics coming out of the support player of KBG.
Yeah, the surprise factor is amplified, and it wasn't expected by Alone at all. It caught him off guard, and that provided now 2 kills for Xiaoma. Definitely a devastating start here for EDG. Yes, they were able to pick up the first blood, but if the gold funding is just on the Hecarim, not really onto the Corki, which is so bad here for EDG. And it's very same as well for the rest of the games, because most of the time when we see EDG get kills in all of the 3 games we have seen them so far, it's only the Hecarim that actually gets the gold funneling, not the carries. And look what the result was. All KBG wins.
Yeah, all KBG wins. And I also want to point this out though. We've talked about the taunt. We've talked about Unrun9. Unrun9 was definitely the biggest carry of game 1. But Xiaoma has been producing for this team so much, utilizing the champions that are given to him. The Ezreal for the first 3 games. And now the Sivir, he has shown up every single day, every single game. And Unrun9 was put down a bit because he did give up first blood to EDG. And now Xiaoma picking up the slack, getting 2 kills for his team, getting more attention. And Xiaoma might just be the big carry for KBG for this game 4.
Yeah, top lane as well is going to be very difficult for EDG to actually win. Xiao Zhang still is struggling a little bit on the Aatrox matchup here. KBG on the first objective can start off with the dragon as well. Yu charging onto you, just demolishing this mid laner. Support versus mid laner, and the support wins. This is how big of a dominance KBG is just manning EDG right now. And a little bit late start here for the Hecarim as well. 0-7-11 will pick up the Rift Herald. But again, this is scaling of KBG is going to be unlocked.
Yeah, the scaling KBG is going to be a lot. They're not supposed to be in this good of a position in this early game, but KBG is just doing it. They're just executing fights so well. The bot side has been in their control. Yu catching out Yu on that Corki. The thing is, if you played the same champion 4 times in the series, they're gonna pick up on the pattern. And so far, they picked up that Yu always goes to the bot side with the package, and Yu just catches him as he runs for the bot side of the map. But going back into this game, Herald was summoned in the mid lane, did secure the first turret now in favor of EDG.
Yeah, no answers yet from Keepus Gaming, but they have taken a lot of gold already for their carries. And they have the luxury of just playing this patiently. That's the benefit that they have with this draft right now. Now, it puts much more pressure towards EDG again. Yes, we do see double ADCs, and yes, it is very successful in dishing out the damage in the late game. They are very capable of doing that exactly. However, the threat still remains. We're circling back to, again, just the scaling of this Cassidy. Unrun9 just keeps on doing wonders every single game for the entire series. The taunt as well, and Yu, the setups are always top-notch.
Yeah, it's the whole team of KBG, right? They attract so much attention that gives Unrun9 the space to farm, but EDG trying to make plays on the top side. KG about to get away from here.
Yeah, a trade of towers is gonna be made here for top lane and bottom lane. KBG is gonna be happy with that. They don't lose anything, they just get something.
Yeah, actually KBG, yeah, they did trade out getting a turret in the bot side, getting the second turret of the game. Well, first turret for KBG, EDG, they're really getting the second turret of the game for them in the top side of the map. a bit of a trade. Gold Infusion did go into the favor of Kassadin for the side of KBG. So again, as we were talking about Anran 9, he did get a bit of attention from EDG in the early game, getting that gank and again dying, giving up the first blood. But still, he's so good at just going to the side lane stealthily and just getting resources, getting the gold from his team, which allows him to scale into the late game. We've seen that in his Kassadin game, we've seen that in the Vladimir, we've also seen that in the Gwen game, and now he's repeating it again here in his second time around on the Kassadin. Even though it's EDG, we also need to look at in this game because they're the ones who need to get back, who are able to get themselves into a game position to challenge a game 5. KBG has been doing so many good things in this game.
Immediate flash away, and the Pulverize unable to tap Andra 9. Even with that kind of setup, still Andra 9 just slips his way through.
Yeah, Andra 9 just, as we mentioned, right? He's just really good at getting resources and also actually getting away from fights, not giving out any opportunities for EDG to get a bigger advantage of them.
Oh man, this is going to be so tough here for EDG. And engage towards the taunt, with immediate taunt as a response though. It's gaming. We're starting to see the switch of gold lead going towards the carries of Deepest Gaming. Yes, the Erenicon is ahead by 1,000. The Hecarim is ahead on the Shen by almost 1,000 as well, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's not the carries. KBG already possesses their first item. Seraph's Embrace already completed and transcended as well. Bloodthirster on the 2 kills. So much sustain already is present on the Severe, and it's going to be very difficult for EDG to catch the Severe of KBG.
Yeah, exactly. Also, Force of Nature being completed by Yu already shows how big he is on this Horn, having an 800 gold lead against his counterpart. It also shows how confident he was earlier, right, on challenging Yu in that bot side of the map. And going back into where we're at this game, 20 seconds on the Ocean Drake. That's going to be the next big point of contention here. EDG knows that for KBG, they're looking to scale more into the late game. Anran 9 is going to be that big carry once they hit late game. So they want to prevent this dragon stacking from KBG. Package has been picked up, so EDG is prepping themselves to challenge the second Drake of the game.
Let's see if they're gonna be successful though. KBG always fights for an objective. Tao Jiang already taking so much damage. Dominus immediately gonna be popped. The Dawn gonna be going in as well. Call of the Forge God knocked onto one. Return actually onto the members of Keepers Gaming. Yuri is able to withstand though. The dragon is gonna be stolen by the Dawn. Thank you for the leash, he says. And KBG just sleekly walks away.
Yeah, they steal the dragon and get away with no casualties. KBG is playing on another level right here, Giyang. The Ton with another steal on an objective. We've seen this throughout this series, and this just gives KBG so much more advantage as they head into the late game.
Yeah, KG maybe the target here, but able to just escape again. They're so good at escaping deaths, and right now Yu again gonna be infiltrated here, taking a lot of damage. Still is alive for so long, and now Keepers Game is now gonna be having the opportunity to strike, but the damage of the Gorky actually is being felt right now, especially coming from the Derek as well. And EDG able to shove them off.
Yeah, KBG wasn't in a good position to take that fight, but Yu, even though he's so low, he's still trying to flank around, and now KBG trying to defend turret.
Onslaught Shadows gonna be used, and the 9 gonna be trapped and taken down by 0711. Not to get the best gold funneling, mid lane as well gonna be taken down by KBG. And EDG, again, they got one kill, but the structure is much better for KBG.
Yeah, Anra 9 sacrificed himself so that his team would be able to take another turret in the mid lane. This is opening up the map right now for KBG, but great answer, to be honest, here for the side of EDG. As they headed to this replay, they know that they had the numbers advantage, and as soon as they saw both KG and Anra 9 clump up, 0711 goes in with the onslaught of shadows, getting the fear, getting the push as well. Getting the kill on Anra 9 stops a bit of his scaling, but still, KBG is so close in terms of gold against EDG that they are still safely scaling into the game.
Yeah, it was perfectly timed as well by 0711 on that onslaught of shadows, because he timed the Rift Walk of Anon, and the moment he saw him use that ult, and since he is not level 13 just yet, it takes a little bit longer to get that on cooldown, and it was perfectly executed, only for one kill. still, we see KBG scaling up, still getting their power spikes, and the 9 being the target this time around. 0711 will not charge onto him, but a death brush is going to be initiated here. Alone has to be very careful, and it's just immediately going to be deleted here. Actually, he's still able to escape this time around. The taun's going to be there. They're targeting 0711. Ult going to be invested just to be able to escape. Lango as well, just trying to protect him, but not able to fully do so. 0711 very cheeky though, still able to escape, and Lango just tanks so much of that damage by Keepus Gaming. They're able to just mitigate the potential death of this team right now. Right now, still, Xiaozhang going in. Immediate breath going to be used there by Yu. Langi flashing in as well, taking the damage down here onto the taunt, forcing the flash. And KBG immediately escapes. Dominance as well going to be used by Xiaozhang. They're turning onto the Baron. They're forcing it. Very insane move coming in from EDG. Can this be successful? Though it can be the 50-50 that they've been wanting to do. 2,000, 1,000. The taunt is going in. The taunt got it. Thank you along the way as well. And then going out, but it's away. And KBG gonna be infiltrated. Still gets one kill. And they turn again onto the members of EDG this time around. 0711 is gonna be caught, unable to cast the ult in time. Alone, still trying to kite. KBG still alive. The Stand United is just saving grace of KBG. It's a disaster for EDG.
And same thoughts, Giang. It's a disaster here for EDG. KBG taking everything away right now from EDG. The Baron, the deaths, their teammates, their hopes of winning this series right here. KBG is on the attack, sieging down turrets. Even KG, their hopes of taking down KG was for naught. He got the reset, got the Stand United, and now the towers are for the taking here for KBG.
It's everything taken by Keep Best Gaming. And the Dawn, man, the Dawn keeps on shining, especially in this moment.
Yeah, look at the replay right here. The Dawn's gonna come in late into this fight, but that's a 2-digit Baron. 62 on the smite. Just 62 off for the side of 0711. He couldn't secure it. And from this point on, KBG just had the numbers advantage, had the damage advantage. Do remember that whenever you're taking the Baron, you get debuffs on your resistances. That's why the takes are so good.
And they're not done. Xiaozhang immediately gonna be deleted here in an instant. And you trying to get the kiting done. The shield is gonna be there from the Stand United. And this time they're turning on to the Alistar. KG as well, just manning alone again, giving him trauma. After trauma, still gonna be able to pick up the kill though. And now the Dawn trying to chase him down alone, still trying to escape, but the red buff is gonna be allowing him to close the distance. And it's only the Corki remaining alive, but for what cost? Only to tell the tale that KBG can just run it down mid and finally take the series.
And Giang, this could be our fastest game of the series. Each game, KBG just keeps getting better and better and better against EDG. They haven't finished the game yet. They want to secure the objectives on the map. They're securing the third dragon of the game. But at the 15-minute mark right now, KBG looks so far ahead.
Oh, 0711 trying to get cheeky,
Preventing
trying
Soul.
to get the dragon here. Can they actually do so? He will try to time it out again. Not enough.
You can't keep getting away with this.
Godlike right now. He just watched him deal the damage onto the Infernal Dragon, used the smite first, and then said thank you again.
Oh my god, that Dawn saw the
Dude, the
TP,
disrespect, man.
stared down 0711 and said, I bet I'd win. I'd win. I don't care if you're coming in here with a TP trying to get this objective. This is mine. But we headed to this replay right here where KBG just demolished EDG in this fight. This was a fight where we thought KBG would end the game, but KBG went back for the objectives afterward. But this was a shellacking right now from KBG, taking out the members of EDG in EDG's desperation to cling in this game. They don't have the resources, they don't have the strength right now to be able to take down KBG. At most, what they can do to try to claw themselves back is to get a good pick off. The question is, will KBG allow EDG to get a pick off against them?
I don't think so. I don't think so. The KBG just keeps on evolving. Datan this time, one of the most criticized junglers here in Wild Rift League Asia, has been able to just pop off so much right now, and alone gonna be deleted in an instant. KBG just manning them right now. KG as well dealing the damage here onto the back line as 0711 desperately tries to put them on guard, but it's never gonna be enough. It's never gonna be enough. Keep Best Gaming getting a clean ace a clean series as well, and on their way right now towards the finals as they dominate EDG 4-0, the fastest series we have seen in the CN Confidence Playoffs.
Complete and utter domination coming out of Keep Best Gaming. They're really showing us why they are the defending champions of Wild Rift League Asia, taking a clean 4-0 sweep against EDG. EDG's rise in Season 2 was immaculate, as we were talking about earlier in the pre-game. A 10-game win streak, taking down 2 of the top in our regular season, Thunder Talk Gaming and Trace Esports. But here today in this series, Keep Best Gaming just proves to us why they are still one of the favorites to take it all as we head into the finals.
It's so good. It's just so good to see the performance here of EDG. No one has been able to have this kind of performance, not only in the playoffs but against EDG as well, especially in the performance that they've had during the regular season and the performance that they've had prior towards the series as well, taking down Trace Esports in a 4-1, but they have been hand-delivered a gruesome defeat by Keep Best Gaming themselves. The former champions still prove how good they are, especially right now here in the concluding parts of this tournament.
Yeah, and just hats off again to KBG. That was a wonderful series coming from them, taking advantage of the mistakes coming in from EDG. But I'd also like to talk about a bit about EDG right now as we head into our post-game. Just thinking about as well how they're gonna do tomorrow, because tomorrow they'll be facing against FPX for our final spot in the finals, and it's gonna be devastating to come out of a 4-0 loss against Keep Best Gaming. And it's I feel like EDG really needs to dig deep, really needs a hard reset as they get into their series tomorrow.
Dude, it's going to be a tough time for EDG as they're battling against the team that dominated them during the start of the regular season. It is why EDG changed their playstyle, similar to how FPX did during the start of the tournament as well. FPX has been very reckless. It has been the downside of their usual aggression, but right now, yesterday, we have seen how clean they can get. Going for scaling, going for aggressiveness, but still being very meticulous and very strategic. And right now, EDG not having the best momentum, going up against a team that has all the momentum on their side. It's going to be a tough time for them, for sure. But in this series, Keep Us Gaming, especially the Ton, man, I'm gonna say this right now, it's Jungle Diff.
Yeah, Jungle Diff. I couldn't explain it more. I couldn't describe it more. It's just the Ton staring down 0711 as he teleports into the jungle and said, nah, I'd win the Smite fight.
Insane improvement, absolutely, by the Ton. I'm just so happy to see this kind of version of him right now, and he keeps on proving his deservedness to be in the side of Keep Us Gaming and to be able to just help them out massively in all of the fights and all of the games here in this series. It's an incredible game. It is an incredible series by Keep Us Gaming. I'm so excited to see them on the final stage. Definitely, it's going to be so fun seeing them try to dominate, maintain their dominance in the scene. And again, just champions, former champions. Theoretically, if they maintain this kind of performance, they might just be the back-to-back champions here in the Wild Rift League Asia.
Yeah, it was the game against EDG. It's just every position was, in a way, a difference for KBG. The closest, I believe, was topside, but the Ton, as you mentioned, heavily criticized, one of the most criticized junglers in the league, stepped up so much in this series, being able to play some of the champions that he has shown proficiency on. Hecarim, Shen, the Kha'Zix, and just always securing objectives when the team needed him most.
Oh man, and EDG has to really step up tomorrow. They're gonna be battling with their little brother, the FPX. EDG, the team that had a 10-0 win streak. And also, the God Slayers themselves, the Transcended Gods, has been dethroned in the lower bracket. and the recently transcended gods and god slayers themselves, FPX, that recently dominated the number 1 and 2 in the CN Conference, Group Stages, Thunder Talk and Trace Esports, will be a great match to see here. And that's tomorrow again on a best of 7.
Yeah, tomorrow, 6 p.m. GMT +8. Remember to tune in. It's going to be between EDG and FPX. And Gian, this is why I love the playoffs format. You're not going to know what's going to happen because group stages are not the best indication of how some of these matches are going to go. Thunder Talk and Trace Esports have been some of our most dominant teams, but as you mentioned, FPX is the one who took them down in the playoffs. So it's going to be between two teams who have taken both the gods down, fighting for that last spot in the finals.
Any final words, Crazy Apple? It has been an insane day, my friend.
Honestly, it's been both insane and the shortest day we've had so far in the playoffs, but the domination that KBG has shown is definitely and more than enough entertaining that it definitely felt like a full day for me as well.
Yeah, it's a 2-hour broadcast, everybody. The fastest day ever here in the playoffs, and that's it. It has been a pleasure casting alongside with you, Crazy Apple, as well. See you tomorrow, everybody. B1 and B2 are gonna be out.